Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be an extreme declutter of my toddler's toys and their clothes as well. On this day, I actually started by going through my toy bin. If you've been around my channel for any length of time, you know that this is where we keep all of their toys. We don't quite have them organized any special way right now. It's just a way of keeping the toys off the floor that they can easily go in and help me to clean up their room really quickly. My kids have a ton of these knick-knacky toys and they probably only play with about 10% of them, and the other 90% just get dumped out of the buckets, strung all over the floor, and then they walk away and leave them there. Both of my kids have probably about 5 toys or less that they actually play with consistently on a regular basis. So I got rid of a lot in this video, but I still kept a lot of things that they really don't play with. Like if I had only kept the things that they play with on a daily basis or even a weekly basis, I probably would have gotten rid of about 90% of their stuff. As it is, I got rid of maybe about a fourth if I had to guess. I got rid of quite a bit of like redundant things. I threw out all of their little knick-knacky like McDonald's toys type toys, but I kept certain ones that I know that they do play with that we purchased. A lot of times I get those at like the Dollar Tree, the little like figurines and stuff. They have all the name brand ones at Dollar Tree, and whatever they're into at the moment I get. They used to be into dinosaurs, but for about the last year they haven't been into dinosaurs nearly as much. So we probably had 50 or 60, maybe 100 little knick-knacky dinosaurs, and I got rid of about I want to say probably 2/3 of them. So I did keep some of the dinosaurs, even though they don't really play with them, just in case they have a wild hair one day and want to play with their dinosaurs. I did not want to get rid of all of their dinosaurs, so I did keep a lot of stuff, but I got rid of a lot as well. You guys will see in the end. And I like to do this every year before Christmas, so I'm so glad that I did this. It feels so much better going into the holiday season. We travel home every year to Louisiana from Michigan, and our family always sends us loaded home with gifts for the girls after. And I know the years that I have done this, I feel so much better versus the years that I didn't do this and I came home. I mean, obviously I've only been a mom for 4 years, but I've already experienced coming home and being so overwhelmed with toys and then having so many more to add to it. So this definitely makes me feel better. Go ahead and do your toy declutter at the end of the year if you don't, rather than waiting until the beginning of the year. I know the beginning of the year is a common time to go through and declutter and organize our house, but I love doing this before Christmas. But stay tuned in the new year because I have a lot of more decluttering, purging, all the good cleaning motivation, organization motivation coming your way, because I plan on going through and doing this in every room of my house just to have a fresh start for the new year. I'm planning on starting the Fly Lady system in 2022, so stay tuned for those videos that will be coming as well. So I'm super excited to just get my decluttering and purging out of the way at the end of this year into the beginning of next year and get started with the Fly Lady system for 2022. I think I've implemented small little things here and there from her system that I didn't even know were from her system. I've heard about it for years, but her system has kind of just come up again recently, and I want to give it a try for 2022. So stay tuned for the rest of this extreme declutter, purging, organization, whatever you want to call it, as I go through and do this in my entire house. And then that will bleed right into my Fly Lady routine, starting being a new fly baby. That's what she calls all of her newbies to her plan. So I am currently, as of right now, still researching to make sure that I understand her system. And a lot of it, like I said, I realized I was already kind of implementing in pieces. I had heard it other places, but I think it really originally came from her. And here's cute little Kinsey giving me some bubbles. Anyway, so yeah, stay tuned for that in the new year.
I've been all around the world, every city, every place. Always been a restless girl, but now there's a wind of change. I've never ever felt this way.
your kids are like, Mom, why are you getting rid of this item that I haven't played with in a year? And you're like, you're going to get more stuff at Christmas time. Would you like to make room for new stuff? Usually that helps if you have that conversation. My kids are so young, they don't really question it too much. Sometimes they do, but I've also done a toy rotation bin where they know if I put stuff in a bag, it's not always leaving the house. So my 4-year-old used to get quite concerned, but then she would see that I just put it on top of her closet. So this time I was actually making a pile for Goodwill, but she didn't even realize it because she just thought I was probably putting it into the toy rotation. Because what I'll do is to get over some of the mom guilt of getting rid of toys, even though I know in my head this is the best for them, they play better with less things. In my heart, sometimes I still feel bad getting rid of their toys, and so I will put it up on top of the shelf. I've talked about this in past videos, but I'll put it up on the shelf for a while, and if they don't play with it or ask for it like in 3 to 6 months, then it goes to Goodwill. I don't even reopen the bag. If we haven't opened it to look for something, and never once have I opened a bag to look for something. Now, they have seen toys up there in the toy rotation, and we pulled them down, and they started playing with them again, but usually even then, they just dump them on the floor. They don't even play with them. So anyway, long story short, this day I was actually making a pile directly for Goodwill, and they didn't even question it because they've seen these toys go in and out of toy rotation so many times, and honestly, we pulled them down. They dump them all over the floor. Don't even play with them. I've kind of pretty much just gotten rid of toy rotation. Only use toy rotation when I have guilt about getting rid of something because they haven't played with it at all, which really should be a reason to just go ahead and throw it out. But being a mom, it's like they haven't even played with that. And we spent, how much of our money on it. But anyway, this day I just was being ruthless because I was just knowing that my kids were going to go home in a couple of weeks and have so many gifts when we go home at Christmas that I was going to be glad I did this, and I felt so good. You guys just wait till the end to see how many toys I decluttered and how much I got rid of. It was literally garbage bags full, and I got rid of clothes as well, so we will continue on with that, and you guys will see that in a little bit.
I'm coming home.
Hello, how'd you do? I'm not broken, I'm just split in two. Hope you're fine, ain't got time to do everything you said you would. Frames of the past and the memory of you just come running by. Pictures of sunny days with your smile in the bar. They say I was broken. How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them.
Moved on to Lexa's closet. I knew that both of my girls have a lot of clothes in their closets that are either out of season or they've outgrown, and I just have not done my quarterly going through of their clothes, and it had probably been, I don't know, maybe 6 to 9 months this time. I was going to say a year, but I know it hasn't been that long. So since I had gone through and just pulled anything out of her closet that didn't fit her anymore, that was being passed down to Kinsey. And so I also knew that I had a lot of summer clothes in here, and this little green bucket right here was all summer clothes. What I was doing was, as I was coming across summer clothes, I was tossing them in there and getting them ready to go into another bucket to be, put away or whatever. And I just never got around to the next step of actually storing them down in the basement. So I was just going through and dumping all of that. Then I went through all of her hanging up clothes to see what was in there that was definitely summer clothes or what was 3T, because she's in 4T and moving into 5T now. And so basically things that were needing to be passed down to Kinsey, seeing what summer clothes Lexa will be fitting in this next year. So kind of just going through all of that. And I decided to put the 3T clothes that will fit Kinsey for next summer, and then any clothes that Lexa had that will still fit her next summer, because she is not growing super fast as far as growing out of clothes, because she has a slender build, but she just gets too tall for things. So her pants probably won't fit her, but all of her shorts will probably fit her still next summer, because the waist on most of them was loose. So I knew which clothes were, how they fit her and everything. So I was just going through and tossing anything that was summer related into a bin for this next summer, because she will probably still fit in it. And then also taking all the 3Ts out for Kenzie so that she could pass those down because she will be fitting into those next summer.
Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them.
I bet you think that I should calm down, and that I'm overthinking everything about you, and that we're good the way we are. But I don't know that much about you, what things you like and what you don't. It's not that long since I met you for the first time. You know we should work it out. You know we should work it out. Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better.
So this is what her closet was looking at this point. We had a bunch of hangers here, but those will quickly be filled up with clean laundry that's sitting on the couch waiting for me to hang up. But I went ahead and moved on to her little chest of drawers situation because the two bottom drawers were actually both filled with summer clothes as well. And we've been trying to cram all of her pajamas in the top drawer, and she needed more space for her pajamas. So I went ahead and started looking at this, and then I realized, oh wait, this is all summer stuff as well. So I just threw it all out, and then I was able to make more room for those pajamas in two drawers instead of cramming them all in one, and that worked really well. Then I just had this pile of stuff for Goodwill, things that neither one of my girls fit in anymore, and just a couple of little decorations that had gotten thrown in her closet and a couple of toys as well. So this just became another pile for Goodwill. Also off camera, I cleaned off the top of these shelves here, and so these are all empty buckets that just either need to be used or gotten rid of, and then this is just some junk that had migrated down. By this point it was getting pretty dark, so you see the lighting change in Kenzie's room, but I wanted to go ahead while I was on a roll and get her room cleaned out as well. So I just went ahead and went through all of her clothes. I knew that none of her clothes are going to be getting passed down, but I did have a couple of sentimental items that I wanted to save. I do have a bucket for both of my girls where I am keeping like little sentimental things, like dresses they wore for a certain special occasion or something like that I want to keep. So I pulled a couple of items out. Everything else that she has grown out of was just going straight to Goodwill.
Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? Will you let me down? Before I'm too invested, you should take it easy. Maybe we could test this and work out our feelings. Baby, when I love you, tell me, do you want me? And will you let me down?
Also off camera, I actually got rid of a bunch of toys that I was storing up in this closet, but I didn't get rid of all this other stuff you guys see here. Some of it is sentimental items, like a quilt that was made for her by her great aunt. So we're going to be pulling that stuff out and using it on her bed probably as she gets older. But then some of it does need to go to Goodwill, so I'm going to have to go back in there later on and go through that. I was just kind of running out of light and time on this day, and I wanted to move on to the clothes in her little plastic dresser drawer situation that she has going on as well. So you guys can see here, I have a couple of piles. I had a pile for Goodwill. I had something that needed to go back in the closet, and the piles on the floor were for like the dress up clothes and stuff like that. Here is some more toys. There's that bag right there that I just pointed at is the one that I got rid of from the top of her closet that I didn't show. It was off camera. But yeah, I ended up getting rid of quite a bit of stuff. As you guys see here, a lot of stuff. So I ended up coming back the next day and wanting to try to make my own vacuum seal bags. Now, I had gotten some of these bags from Dollar Tree in the past and I lost them. I'm sure I'll find them during this declutter, because this decluttering is going to be in a whole series. I'm going to be working on decluttering next month as well. So this is the next day. You guys can see I have daylight again, but I wanted to try out these bags. I ran to the Dollar Tree and got some of their double XL bags just to try it out. This is the only size my Dollar Tree had at the time. So I'm showing you guys how big they are. And honestly, I would probably call this a large, or maybe, I don't know, I think I'd call it a large, maybe extra large, but probably a large bag. I wouldn't call this a double XL bag.
One step forward and another back. I would never try to fool ya. I'm one heartbeat away from going mad. Girl, when you're looking like that, closer, closer, I'ma get closer to you. Yeah, got me, baby, got me hooked on you once again. Girl, I need you.
Alright, so this definitely won't close up just like this, but if I suck some air out, we're gonna see how it does. See how some spots down here. Alright, so as I suck the air out, I'm gonna see if we can seal this up. If not, I'll put it in two separate ones. Now, to me, this is a pretty big bag, but I would call this large, not double XL, right? I don't know. I guess it depends on what you're comparing it to. Let's go ahead and see if I can turn this into a vacuum seal bag. See, I have to close the bag a little bit to be able to vacuum seal. So I might just go ahead and put this in two bags. All right, so it closes completely like that. You guys can see how fat that is. That is how many clothes I took out. Probably like a third, well, maybe a fourth or less of them. All right, let's see if I can open a little side part on here, on the side, and then stick my vacuum in there and see if this works.
Baby, I'll never want anyone new. I was on your bed and you undressed, baby, when I found you.
Okay. All right, so it definitely made it smaller, but it's still super fat. Like, maybe I should lay the clothes down flat. So, shit, guys. It's smaller, like I could put two of these in a box, you know? But it's not quite what I was going for. So, I'm gonna try laying the clothes down flat in it and see if that makes a difference. If you guys have any experience in this, let me know, because obviously this is my first time trying this. I did get 4 of these from the Dollar Tree, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull out another one and give it a try. I'm gonna try laying all the clothes flat like this, and then sliding them in the bag and see if that works for me.
Baby, when I pulled you in and felt your breath, then I knew the girl I need you. Smiling like that, I could never resist you. I need you, baby. I need you, baby. Oh. I was on your bed and you undressed, baby, when I pulled you in and felt your breath, then I knew the girl I need you. Smiling like that, I could never resist it. If I had the chance, I'd probably break free. I could have my ways and I could let it be. I could do what I want, but it's just an illusion, illusion. Yeah, I sometimes feel like I can go up. I'm drinking beer right out my coffee cup. I wanna do what I want. It's just an illusion, illusion.
All right, so this time I'm trying to leave some space at the front open and see what that does for it. All right, let's see, round 2, give it another try.
What I wanna write you a song. It's not my fault that you can't sing along. I try to keep it cool anyways. I try to stay away from mistakes. I'm making my way.
I think part of it is that I need something thinner to put in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and call this mostly a fail. It helped a little, but not much. I'm gonna try getting a straw and see what happens. If I had like Obviously, this is not, there's a reason there are vacuums so that.
I can be like that. I guess my time's run out. It's just confusion. Yeah. Have you ever felt like you was on display?
All right, that works a little bit, but is it worth the time it takes? Probably not. Now, I mean, if you have a large bag, box, both of these sets of clothes would go into it, but it could help to keep the clothes sealed and dust-free, but as far as saving you space, that doesn't work too well. I guess you need actual vacuum seal bags, but oh well, we tried it, right? Now, if we could somehow make a little hole that we could then close, that would probably work, but I don't want to risk when we were in the bags for that, because I think I spent enough time on this, so this was a fail, but it is what it is, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope that you got a little bit of cleaning, organization, and decluttering motivation for your beginning of the year or end of the year decluttering, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.